JKB back with another episode. Today I'm reviewing the game that I've been pronouncing incorrect for such a long time. It looks like Automata, but it's actually Automata. Automata. I don't know. It is that, but I don't know. I'm going to stick with Automata because I'm white as hell and whatever. You get the point here. I'm going to say thank you to Square Enix for sending over the review copy of this game. Platinum Games has made another classic game that I'm going to give a very high score right off the bat, I'll tell you that. And also, if you like my review of this game, please hit the like, subscribe, send it to your aunt in jail who did some weird shit with those children at school. Anything you want to do to help out the show, it means a lot to me because my computer broke and, I'm editing this on, like, a log I found in the woods, essentially. So thank you for doing that. Let's get into the review of the game. It starts out with some of the most ridiculous boss battles I've ever seen. I mean, this boss battle in this game is spectacular, but let's rewind a little bit and talk about what this game is. If you took Bayonetta and you took a bullet storm shooter or a shmup and jam those things together, that's what you would get here. And somehow it is so Japanese. The music is absolutely 110% Japanese, and it's just a thrill to turn this game on because they figured out how to take the stylized fighting from Bayonetta and mix it in with a dual stick shooter with something that looks like kind of like a 2D, like a 2.5D side scroller like Metroid. It's a shmup. It's everything that you know and love from classic games, all mashed into one experience. I have no idea how they figured out how to do this, but it actually works so well together that it just makes you realize, like, this is a fucking video game. This is why I play video games. And you feel just so happy about it. Now, let me talk about the story quickly. It's, you know what, I don't want to give away anything in my reviews about story because I think games like this, you kind of go through it because of the story. Let's just say that robots have taken over something and your job is essentially to go in there and figure out what's exactly going on here. Why are the robots going haywire? And you play as a very attractive female woman, and you see up her skirt a few times in the beginning of the game, and I was like, what the hell is this? She's wearing underwear, of course, but I think a lot of feminists were really angry about that. And personally, it's a video game. I don't know. I know a lot of women that actually like to play video games and like to look good in the video games as well, so go argue with them. Yeah, it's a little sexy at times. And I wanted to bring that up because some people message me and they're like, don't you think it's sexist that you see her bum? No, I don't. You know many like games where you see guys' asses hanging out and their chests open? Like, get real, go outside, put some peanut butter on your nips, okay? Calm down. Let's move on to the actual action of the game and the gameplay. There was a moment where, minor spoilers here, I ripped the arm off of a giant robot, and I'm not saying giant in the sense that like he's like 2 stories. I'm talking about a robot that was essentially made out of cranes that are gigantic. Like it was at least 30 stories tall. And it's a robot you have to fight, and it's switching between gameplay modes from the Bayonetta mode where you're taking his hands off. Then all of a sudden you're in a mech and you're flying in the air and shooting at him. Oh my god, and I forgot to mention, you have a little robot that follows you around the whole game, and that robot's job is to be sort of I think it's supposed to be kind of your helper. It's also part of the mech at the beginning of the game, and it's just another aspect to the game. So pretend being Bayonetta in the game, but then you also have a little robot that shoots projectiles and missiles, and it's just, the game is so much fun, and I don't want to give too much away here, so I'll go to the pros and cons. The cons are very minute. I mean, I really don't think there are many. I had a problem with the beginning of the game where I would get to a certain boss battle, and I died the first time around, and it sent me all the way back to the beginning of the game. That was a frustration. I don't think that's really a negative, but I had to do it twice because I quite wasn't really understanding what the fuck was going on at that point. Other negatives? They're really, as you know, I like to be honest on here. This is a must own. This is like Platinum's masterpiece of this generation. This is a must own for any RPG action fighting games out there, because there's RPG elements in this as well, which I haven't even gotten into, but just unbelievable what they've done here. So I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. It's a definite must-own if you're looking for something like Bayonetta or God of War and beat-em-ups and shmups and all of that jammed together, Metroid, and it just comes together to create a unique video game. And that's something I think a lot of us are really craving these days. We're kind of sick of the usual Call of Duty every year. We want something that's going to elevate that. And you got games like Snake Pass, which are just so unique and innovative, and now you have this that comes along that jives everything together, crushes it all together to make an amazing experience. So thank you so much for watching. If you like what I did here, subscribe, share it with your cousin in jail, anything you want to do to help me out. I don't know how they get a computer in jail to watch this, but at least you can subscribe and bump my numbers up, which won't help me in the end. But I'm shutting up now because it's time to go. Thank you. See you on the next episode of JKB.